What is up, YouTube? So, big story breaking from Forbes. So Trump has not had all that a good year. And we obviously know that. But get this, it gets worse for him. Not only did he have his Twitter accounts and Instagram and Facebook, all his socials, blocked or taken down or restricted, not only did he have his socials taken down, blocked, and restricted indefinitely, he's also wanted by the Iraqi government, by a court in Baghdad, for murdering Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, who was a freedom fighter in Iraq, and Trump ordered the U.S. regime to murder Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, along with the General Qassem Soleimani, who is the leader of the Quds forces in Iran. We'll get to that second, because Iran just issued a red notice to Interpol to arrest Trump and 47 other American officials for murdering Soleimani. So we'll get to that next second. We'll explain what's going down there. But let's stick to the Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis case. I think it's called like the Popular Front movement. Is a left-wing movement, anti-imperialist movement that Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis was in charge of. And the Baghdad court issued warrants for Trump's arrest yesterday, I believe. It was on the 7th. And it was and the penalty, and this is for premeditated murder. Now, in Iraq, the penalty for premeditated murder is the death penalty. So Donald Trump, if arrested, could face the death penalty in Iraq for the murder of Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, because it's premeditated. It was premeditated, and he colluded with others in the U.S. regime, military, and NATO, right? So, and there are ongoing investigations into finding out who the other perpetrators were. Were they Iraqi? Were they American? Were they Zionists? Were they Iranians? Were they English, Scottish, right? Saudi, Qatari, Turkish, right? They could be from literally anywhere. But I believe that there are other American perpetrators who murdered Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis and aided Donald Trump in that premeditated act. And so there are ongoing investigations in the other perpetrators. And Iran, because you remember how they murdered both Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis and Qassem Soleimani? Well, Iran issued a red notice to Interpol to arrest Trump and 47 other American officials for murdering Qassem Soleimani. So when the week Crybaby Don got his Twitter and his other socials revoked, the week he got them revoked, coincidentally, the 1 year exactly after Trump murdered ordered the murder of Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis and Qassem Soleimani, 1 year after that, there's a warrant out for him in Iraq for arrest. And Iran are issuing red notice to Interpol to arrest Trump and 47 other American officials. Let's see if we can find any other articles. But I think there were more Americans involved in in this incident, in this situation, I think there were more Americans involved. And I think that I'm hoping Trump will be extradited to Baghdad and face charges, or extradited to Tehran and face charges. That is my hope. That is my hope. And I hope that sets a precedent for Biden, for Bush, for Clinton, Obama, Cheney. And I hope Interpol cooperates with Iran, and Interpol arrests Trump and those 47 U.S. officials. I think that if that happens, I will be overjoyed about this, because you know how the U.S. commits war crimes every which way, right? And you know how the U.S. has long gotten away with committing war crimes. So if this happens to Trump, this sets a message to Biden. And we all know the U.S. empire is in decay, right? We all know the U.S. empire is in decay. And we all know the U.S. are losing influence to China, and that a lot of places in Europe, like England, France, Scotland, Spain, they are investing in China, and they might invest in Iran. So I'm pulling up the article here on Forbes now. That's why it's taking slow. So we all know that that Iran and China are gaining more influence with Europe, and the U.S. is gaining less influence with Europe. And what does this mean for the U.S.? Well, what does this mean for the U.S. is the empire is in decay, and sooner or later, U.S. presidents of past and present, will be prosecuted for war crimes. I can't wait for the day that happens, because the U.S. has gotten away committing war crimes, committing imperialism, committing genocide, and it's about time. So here's the article. And this is breaking news, right? And it was by Robert Hart from Forbes. So, Iraqi court orders arrest of President Trump over killing of paramilitary commander. So a court in Baghdad has ordered the arrest of Donald Trump for the premeditated murder, and an offense that carries the death penalty in Iraq, for his role in the killing of paramilitary commander Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, who died in a targeted U.S. drone strike alongside Iranian Revolutionary Guard General Qassem Soleimani in early 2020. And the warrant is part of an ongoing investigation, like I said earlier, into the Trump-ordered drone strike, which comes 2 days after Iran issued its own arrest warrants via Interpol for Trump and 47 other American officials involved in the strike. The Baghdad court said its investigations are continuing in order to unmask the other culprits of this crime, whether they be Iraqis or foreigners. While it is highly unlikely that the arrest warrant or Trump will be executed, this move marks a continued escalation in a region that has been on a knife's edge since the 2020 strike, which fractured diplomatic regions between Washington, Baghdad, and Tehran. And Qassem Soleimani, he was the leader of the Quds Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which was the primary target of a 2020 strike, which took place after he had landed at Baghdad International Airport. And Donald Trump bragged about it, saying that he got 2 for the price of 1, referring to Muhandis, who is the deputy commander of an Iranian-backed militia. It's called the Popular Mobilization Forces. So it's a leftist organization because Iran and Iraq, the leftists in Iraq support Iran, okay? And the deaths sparked shock, anger, and outrage. And we were very outraged. In my family, we were very outraged. And the U.S. did broke international law. They broke international law. And I mean, this is kind of an example of not so good journalism that does not even the bare minimums. But so and it quotes lies, right? So but the fact that Iraq have an arrest warrant out for Donald Trump and for premeditated murder and are doing a investigation into who else was involved in the murder of Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, and that Iran are putting an arrest warrant out through Interpol for Trump and the 47 other U.S. officials that ordered the murder of Qassem Soleimani. That is very, very telling and very revealing that the U.S. empire is an empire in decline. And hopefully soon, inshallah, will be obsolete, because the U.S. empire commits all kinds of war crimes. And let's hope, I know Forbes said is unlikely, right? Robert Hart from Forbes Business, he said it's unlikely. Okay, so he said it's unlikely, and what's it called? But if this happens, if Trump gets arrested for this, that will set a precedent, and we're hoping they set that precedent so the U.S. does not do any more war crimes. That's all for today, for right now at least, and tune back in for another video. I have more time now in between looking for my next job, because I resigned from my old one for multiple reasons, but you'll be seeing more videos, and hopefully you enjoy these videos, and we urge you to like and subscribe, and have a great day.